Hello everyone, and welcome to my General Hospital official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Mason is stopped from killing Ava, and Carly and Drew are shocked to see a freed Cyrus. Eddie is located by Lois in the Quartermain kitchen, and she claims to have searched everywhere for him. He may tell her that he recalls her because she saw the expression on his face when he first saw her because she says they are alone. She does, he concedes, appear familiar, but that's all. Flashbacks show Lois' interactions with Ned, their romance, her learning that he was really Ned Ashton, and her decision to leave him despite having his kid. Eddie maintains he has no recollection of her, their wedding, or their daughter. Just then, Brooklyn and Chase walk in. Chase is introduced to Lois by Brooklyn. She is overjoyed to see how content they are together and tells Chase that she should be honored since her daughter never settles for anyone less than her true love. If Lois' heart guided her to him, Eddie wonders. Chase doesn't want to hear that they had a piece together passed from her. They sit down since Chase is fine with it. When Lois and Chase meet, Lois explains that she was drawn to a man who didn't exist by her emotions. She recalls that when she was young and impressionable, she fell in love with Eddie Main, whom she believed to be a rock star by night and a salesperson by day. When they first met, she was unaware that he had previously been married to another woman while they were still together. When Lois asks Eddie if this is familiar to him, he says no. He claims to no longer be leading a double life and expresses regret for his past actions toward her. Lewis reprimands Eddie. How many Eddies does he have inside of him? Lois claims that her Eddie was an alter ego, but he isn't. She complains that although she and Ned have many memories, he is unaware of the horrific things he caused her to endure, as well as the joyous occasions they had. She feels bad for him. He screams that he is fine and doesn't need her sympathy before storming away. Chase accepts Lois' apology but quips that he now understands the source of her daughter's spirit. Lois affirms that she shares Brooklyn's happiness that Chase was able to finally meet her mother. Eddie hears the narrative. More. Dark Shadows. Lara Parker, 84, passed away. Tracy is sitting in another room of the home waiting for Finn to show up for backgammon night. Instead, Gregory shows up and claims he has a score to settle with her. She tells him to give it to her, but he compliments her for finishing the task he had been putting off. He not being angry baffles her. He understands that being angry is a waste of time. Tracy chuckles but offers an apology because she was certain he would be angry rather than getting philosophical. She views her ability to control her wrath as a strength. He is not surprised. Tracy and Gregory. Tracy queries his approach to the situation. He acknowledges his declining strength and the likelihood that he may soon need a cane for balance. He accepts her offer of a scotch. She acknowledges her gratitude for his visit and expresses sorry about her rash statement. He is aware that there was no malicious intent. Finn responds that Violet has a cold when Tracy inquires as to why he abandoned her. Given that he taught Finn how to play the game, he volunteers to take Finn's position. She agrees to his proposal. Gregory and Tracy. Tracy appreciates Gregory's abilities after he wins 3 straight games against her. He should be returning home because he is exhausted. She expresses excitement for the next game to him. Gregory is informed by Tracy that Yuri will provide transportation. Once more expressing her sincere regret for his illness, she gives him a hug and a kiss on the cheek. More. Ryan Peavy's most recent Hallmark film. Later, Eddie tracks down Tracy and vents to her about Lois, the persistent speaker of their shared history. Tracy freely confesses she isn't a Lois fan, but he must understand how difficult this is for her. However, consider how challenging this is for Eddie. He is not the same person he once was. Only music can comfort him when he is spinning like this, and he can see Brooklyn's keyboard and notes. She walks away from him while he types. When Tracy enters the kitchen, She sees Chase giving Lois the embrace she insisted he give her. Tracy tells Lois they are together due of her. Thus, she should thank her after Chase and BLQ go. Tracy is criticized by Lois for extorting her daughter. Lois is upset at GH. When Joss arrives at the station, he requests to speak with Dante and claims that it is a life-or-death situation. She follows the policeman to Dante. He learns from Joss that Ava is in difficulty. Pilar and Avery are seen by Dante sitting in the station. Joss informs him about Ava's disappearance, the broken martini glass, her mobile phone, and the non-Avery lollipop discovered at Windermere. For assistance, Joss goes to the station. Joss, Pilar, and Avery are all brought into the interrogation room by Dante, who instructs Avery to initially sit with them. He instructs an officer in the squad room to get them anything they require before leaving. More. This week, Ava's life is in danger. Dex examines a cellar in Pawtuck while staying in touch with Spinelli, who is in a van filled with various technological tools. Dex discovers that it is entirely empty. They are out of leads, and this was the trucking company's final attached property. Dex then asks Spinelli to examine the traffic cameras for Mason's car, as he finds a piece of clothing and thinks Ava was there. Dex no indication of Ava GH. Spinelli contacts Joss back at the station to see whether Dex has spoken to her. She responds that he hasn't, and Spinelli explains that because Dex chased Mason's car, his cell phone is currently inactive. Use your resources to find Dex, advises Joss, and let him know if she hears from Dex. Joss then calls Dante to inform him of Dex's last known location. GH Spinelli truck. Will Michael reveal Mena furthermore? When Carly sees Drew in the hospital, he tells her that the medical staff believes he is healthy enough to enter prison. Carly believes it is far too soon and that if he returns to Pentonville, the assailants will complete the killing. He assures her he would be all right and that she should give him space to handle his predicament. She claims he is also in same predicament. She holds herself responsible for what happened to him because she engaged in insider trading, but he claims that the person who turned them into the SEC and exaggerated the situation is to blame. Carly and Drew discuss GA. They have some unfinished business. Cyrus tells Austin when they run into each other in the hallway. For testifying and assisting in his release, Cyrus expresses gratitude to him. Austin requests that he uphold their agreement and free Ava. When Austin gets a page, Cyrus informs him that it appears his patients need him. Cyrus phones Mason as Austin leaves. GH Austin Cyrus. The moment Cyrus walks in to see Drew, Carly exclaims, "What the hell?" Carly inquires about his release from jail. He explains why he was released from the hospital and why he came right away to see his friend Drew. He is happy to see Carly, though. More. A special conversation with Marcus Coloma. Drew and Carly visit Cyrus GH. Cyrus wants Carly to know that any disagreements they may have had in the past, particularly those involving Sonny, are regrettable and that they occurred before he discovered God. She advises him not to hold out hope that he will ever be able to make amends to her. He believes she should be glad he helped Drew because it was him who pulled Drew out of the showers. Drew was clueless. He goes after wishing them well. Cyrus goes to the Drew GH. Read more. Ken Schreiner honors Susan Summers. Mason takes Ava on a nighttime off-road journey. She explains that he is not required to do this, but he insists that he must. She forewarns him about what Sonny will do to him, but promises to stand in for him if she lets him leave. She is full of it, he says, and he won't let her go. They shall wait for his instructions while seated here, he explains. Ava begs Mason GH for help. Cyrus calls Mason and tells him to take Ava home, according to Mason. When Ava inquires about the caller, Mason brushes her off and responds, "To hell with the boss orders." Ella fights Mason as he gets out and helps her out of the vehicle. Dex suddenly shows up with his gun pulled and tells Mason to release Ava. He is commanded to take the shot by Ava. Ava escapes while Mason misses his first shot at Dex. Dex enters G8. Mason is tackled by Dex, and they engage in combat close to a cliff's edge. When Don shows there and shoots Mason in the back, Ava, who is hiding behind a car, yells at him to stop. Mason killed Ga. Ava expresses gratitude to Dex for saving her, while Dante calls for an ambulance. It was a group effort, he says. Mason, who has 2 bullet wounds in his back, but is still alive, is checked on by Dante. Ava responds to Dante's question about her whereabouts by explaining that Mason had taken her prisoner and was planning to kill her for his boss. She doesn't know who the boss is, but he will be sorry when he finds out. Mason is still alive. G8. Austin locates Cyrus in the hospital, and they both enter an elevator. Austin says he needs to talk to Ava and find out if she's okay. Cyrus advises him to keep in mind who is in charge, and that he is not in a position to make demands. Carly receives a call from Joss in the meantime, informing her mother that everything is fine, but that she needs to return home because of something. On the following episode of General Hospital, Tracy corrects Lois. Curtis warns Portia that she might not be able to assist him in overcoming this. Jordan instructs Dante not to enter that room and to keep away from the patient while they are at the hospital. Mason, who is on a ventilator, is checked on by Austin, who informs him that he is in the hospital and has to awaken. Dex is asked by Joss how close he was to falling off the edge. The worst of it, Carly explains in a phone conversation to someone, isn't Ava's kidnapping. Neman and Sunny are still on their honeymoon. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any updates.